While I was editing this video, Bandai Namco tweeted about the release date of Shoto Todoroki, so if you're interested, you should know that if you have the Season 2 Character Pass, you'll be able to play Shoto Todoroki on May 22nd, which is very, very soon. If you plan to purchase him separately, you'll be able to play him on the 26th, so very, very soon. Keep an eye out for that. With that out of the way, I hope you enjoy the video. Every so often, if I'm particularly bored, I'll go back and I'll look at some of my old videos and I'll just scroll through the comment section just to see what people were talking about in response to the video. That's right, I am watching, so you behave down there, okay? I'm keeping an eye on you. When it comes to every single one of my Jump Force Season 2 videos, there is at least a couple different conversations or questions about a potential Jump Force Season 3. Something that I previously didn't even consider. But considering the amount of people asking for it, I decided that I would dedicate an entire video to the topic and just get out some of my thoughts about it. The short version is that I don't think that Season 3 is going to happen. As awesome as it would be to have Season 3 DLC content, there was a pretty big gap between the end of Season 1 and the announcement of Season 2, let alone the actual release. We don't even have a single character from Season 2 yet. The last time Jump Force got a new character was 5 months ago, almost half a year. There was a while where we thought Season 2 was going to happen much sooner because there were some leaked animation files. Those turned out to be for create a character rather than individual characters. Once all that news was behind us, I assumed that Season 2 was never going to happen. Because in theory, like from a business perspective, why would you spend money developing create a character movesets, stuff that people don't have to pay for, when you could alternatively spend that development time on DLC characters? So if you intend to release future DLC characters, what's the point of doing create a character stuff now? It's possible that at the time they weren't even planning to do Season 2. And even just Season 1 alone, the DLC cycle was incredibly slow. So I was always guessing that once we got to the end of Season 1, that would be it. And there would be no reason to expect anything past the initial 9 DLC characters. But right before Grimmjow and Lore were released, there was a very interesting entry on the Steam database. That entry suggested that there would be 9 more items added to the Jump Force store. We now know that 5 of those will be the DLC characters and of course the respective season pass. It would then take us another 4 months before we ended up getting our Season 2 reveal, but Season 2 is here and it is coming. Honestly, I think a big reason for Season 2 is the Nintendo Switch release of the game. Now, it might not mean much for a lot of people watching this video because I believe most of us have already purchased Jump Force, whether it be on PC, PlayStation, or Xbox. But you gotta remember, Jump Force is now releasing for the very first time on Nintendo Switch. Basically a re-release. This is a pretty big deal for Jump Force. Now, it could mean that we are going to get more DLC, but I think in reality, the DLC characters that we got here are more or less just to coincide with the marketing of the Nintendo Switch version of the game. The Nintendo Switch version of the game isn't going to do as well if it's just going to release with the same content that was on PlayStation and Xbox. Not necessarily because they're expecting a bunch of people who currently play on PlayStation and Xbox to go out and buy the Nintendo Switch, but if you do release a Season 2 and you announce that and you show off Shoto Todoroki and you show off that there's going to be even more characters added to the game and you also announce a Nintendo Switch version of the game, well then a bunch of Nintendo Switch players are going to feel much more confident about purchasing Jump Force. Now, I don't know if you have to purchase the Character Pass 2 with the Nintendo Switch or whether it just comes with the Nintendo Switch version. My guess would be that you also have to purchase the Character Pass, but regardless, it's not the point. The point is to get people talking about Jump Force again. The point is to continue to market the game because you're killing 2 birds with 1 stone. Not only are you going to get a bunch of players purchasing the new DLC characters, but of course you're going to get people who have never played the game because they mainly play on Nintendo Switch, and now they're going to pick it up because they're hearing this big conversation about all these new DLC characters coming to the game, and it's more exciting. You want to feel excited when you pick up a brand new game, right? And that's kind of the atmosphere that marketing is designed to create. If we weren't getting a Nintendo Switch version of the game, maybe we would still be getting a Character Pass 2. I don't know. It's possible. Maybe if the game wasn't releasing on Nintendo Switch, we would have a smaller DLC character lineup for Character Pass 2. Maybe it would just be a few characters. Maybe it'd be like 3. Or maybe we just wouldn't get any of them. It's honestly so difficult to say. I think when we start talking about the possibility of Season 3, another thing we need to keep in mind is that Season 1 was 9 DLC characters, and Season 2 is going to be 5. That's almost half of the character number cut. Now, it is nice that we're getting 5 DLC characters, and I'm looking forward to them, but it is worth mentioning that that number has been cut in half of the original number that we got with the first Character Pass. Now, what that means is behind the scenes, they've decided it's not worth them to do 9 DLC characters. This could be for various reasons. I'm not going to begin to speculate why they don't think it's worth it to do 9 again. I think it would be a little irresponsible for me to do that. There's no way of me knowing why, other than they've just decided it's not worth it. Now, of course, there's more complicated reasons behind that as to why it's not worth it, but I don't know what those complicated reasons seasons will be, because obviously I'm not behind the scenes, right? I don't know what the internal operation looks like right now. Maybe they're busy working on another game, but regardless of whatever the reason is, if it's not worth their resources to do 9 characters right now for a season 2, it's probably not worth their resources to do a season 3. Again, the only reason I think they're going out of their way to do a character pass 2 is because they get to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. They get to market the Nintendo Switch version of the game and the DLC at the same time. I mean, essentially they're just marketing the DLC, and then for Nintendo Switch users, that works as marketing for them. There's always the possibility of a season 3. Obviously, I am no authority on the subject. Just because I say that I don't think it's going to happen doesn't mean it's not going to happen. I've got a long library of videos on this channel, and you can go through them. I've been wrong plenty of times in the past, and I'm not going to stop anytime soon. However, I don't think the odds for season 3 look particularly good, and even if we were to get a season 3, I think the numbers of the DLC characters would get cut down again, probably down to like 3, maybe even just a couple. I will say that if this is the last hurrah for Jump Force, it was very nice of Bandai, or whoever's decision it is, whether it's Shueisha or Bandai or whoever, it was nice of whoever to choose to pick characters based on series that we didn't get the first time around. Yu Yu Hakusho and JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, of course, being 2 highly demanded series from the first lineup of DLC characters. Bleach getting an additional character is awesome as well, because of course there's a bunch of stuff going on with Bleach right now, so I feel like all of the series at the very least, obviously we don't know the exact characters yet, but the series chosen, I think were all very good. At least for the community. I don't know how business savvy they were. Anyway, I want to thank you guys so much for watching this video. Let me know if you think season 3 for Jump Force is going to happen or not. You know where I stand now. I'm probably leaning towards it's not going to happen, but I would be excited to hear about it. My name has been Bilbzy, and I'll be sure to catch you in the next video.